Hey, this is Ron. I'm out here in my shop again, and welcome to Ron's Wood Turning. I got family lives in Texas, and they're safe. I got a lot of co-workers over there, and some of them have, issues with the water and flooding. So just want to give a shout out to them. Tell them to be careful, hunker down. They've been living there a long time, so they kind of know what to do and what not to do. So anyway, be safe, praying for you. But today, here in my shop, I started early on this platter because I wanted to spend more time doing the inside part of the bowl instead of eating up video time doing the outside and the inside. So I got a buddy of mine in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and he's actually teaches music at the college there. So I'm making him something today. I think he's gonna like it. So I'm gonna spend more time finishing the inside and then doing the pyrography and the dyeing and all that, and I hope it turns out better than the last one. But anyway, stick around. I'm glad y'all joined me. Well, like I said, I already finished the back, and it's already it's been sanded, finished, and then I got a coat of wax on it. So I'm gonna flip it around and hollow out the inside, and I'm going with like a cartoon war eagle for University of Southern Mississippi. And I'm not going to get too fancy with it and try to get so much detail that I end up getting bogged down like the last one. So, but it's going to be more of a cartoon character, and anyway, I hope it comes out. I got all these colors, so I'm in good shape. Alright, let's get this mounted up. Close it just enough that it stays on there. Put a little pressure on it. Tighten it up. My chuck removal tool, and no, I don't grip it real hard because I got this piece of Teflon that goes between the coupling and the lathe spindle, so it doesn't ever really get locked up. I need just a little bit of help to get it going, and you'll see what I mean. I just barely put pressure on it, and there it is. That's all I need. And then I just take it off after I loosen that screw. There we go. Now I keep my hand under it because when it lets go of them threads, it'll want to drop. Now I flip it around. Well, let me show you my Teflon. This little piece of Teflon right here keeps it from getting locked up. Alright, so everybody's seen people unscrew things, so I'll skip to where I get started. Okay, so by the way, this is my very last piece of Spanish cedar, so if you guys are tired of seeing Spanish cedar, take a good look, because this is it. I'm done with Spanish cedar for a while. But I've drilled it so many times, I know how far to go on my little Forstner bit here, so let me get going on it. Slow it down to about 500. and we'll drill it. Quick and easy. Alright, so I got a fresh edge on my Trent Bosch M2 steel bowl gouge. So I'm gonna let the big dog eat. Alright, so you notice I'm going in at a little steeper angle than the last one because I put a steep angle on the edge of the bowl and I want to kind of maintain that same angle all the way to the outside. And it is getting pretty loud, so I'm going to put my earplugs in. And I've talked about that before in my videos. I don't have my dosimeter with me, but I guarantee you this is over 85 decibels when you get it going, especially when it gets thin. And I like to hear it. So, let me get going again. I got one little hump right here. The rest of it is about this thick all the way. It makes a curve here. And then it's flat. We'll shave just a tiny bit off right here and call it good. Let's sand it up to steel wool, and it is super smooth. So I'm going to take it off the lathe and we're going to lay out the pattern and do some pyrography. Alright, that's about the best angle I can get. So what I've done is I've taped the image onto a piece of carbon paper. And I'm going to center it up the best I can. That looks about center. And I'm going to tape it down to the bolt. Now one of the tricks I learned, oops, Get it flat. Then tape it. One of the tricks I learned is that, one, leave you someplace to grab a hold of it, and two, tape both ends of the image onto the carbon paper, because now it doesn't slip at all, and I can flip it up and down real easy. And it goes right back where I started. Now I've already made some little marks here, so I'm going to get rid of them before you can get started. Good old-fashioned pencil eraser. And that took care of that. Alright. Now, on this one here, I'm going to have big, bold lines. Big, bold lines outlining the beak. Bold line on some of the tongue. Around the eyes. And I've got yellow, I've got red, and I've got chocolate. And I've got orange, so I can touch up, make it look, the lighting look just right. So nothing fancy, just on the bowl. Okay, so I got my medium point pen, and I'm just going to start tracing it. And look, I am not an expert at pyrography by any means. I am basically just wood burning this stuff on here with a fancy wood burning kit. Those guys that do pyrography know how to use the temperature settings and the type of tips to do the shadings. They can basically paint a picture with a wood burning tool. I can't do that. So if I keep it simple, I mean, you could do this with a wood burning tool, but it's this razor tip and the tips that come with it makes it so much easier than to handle in a regular wood burning kit. So don't think for a minute that I'm some kind of expert at this, because all I'm really doing is wood burning. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know that I'll ever try to get into wood burning or pyrography in general. That's like nothing but. But if I want to highlight something, or if I want to add something to some of my woodworking ideas, I think I got a little bit of a handle on it anyway. And I got this little cartoon war eagle from the Plaid Rhino in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I was actually eating an ostrich burger. It was pretty good. But they had one of these on the wall, and I asked them if I could have it, and they gave it to me. So I put it up in my shop. Y'all might have seen it in the background. So I just took a picture of it, printed it out. But it's pretty cool, and my buddy in Hattiesburg's gonna love it. He teaches there at the college, teaches music theory. Pretty cool dude. I think he plays about every kind of instrument there is. And he moonlights and does a little bartending on the side. Great guy. Now I'm not going to do all them fancy lines like I did on that cow. I'm just keeping it simple. Just bold outlines and then use color to bring it out. So anyway, I said I wanted to spend more time on this part, but I don't want y'all to die of boredom while I'm tracing these lines, so I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, let's check it out. Simple and sweet. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'll change the angle. How's that? How's that? Alright. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. This is the razor tip. I got the single one, not the double. They make a double. And then this is the little tips you use, and they're almost like holding onto a pencil. And today I got this little ball tip because I want fat, clear lines. You know, this bunch of detail and all that, I just want fat, clear lines so that I know where to put color. And I got it cranked up to about 9, so I should be able to burn them pretty quick. And it does burn pretty quick. So I'm just going to take my time. And it's just like using a pen. If you go too fast, you got to pick it up, let it reheat. Give it a few seconds. And then you just keep doing that. Try not to mess up too bad. Bring up the tab more. Don't press down too hard, then it's burn a hole in it. It's gonna get it sweet. And I'm sorry I don't have a better angle with the camera. It might be just too much light for the issue is. And I think I can see that better if I can't help you. But yeah. And I talked about it before. I haven't put any finish in this same all the way up to steel wool, but the carbon paper transfer is better if you don't put that on. That's one of the lessons I learned. That and try to do too much, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. And that's pretty comfortable. All I gotta do is outline stuff. So I'll finish it up, come back. Alright, so there it is. Now I am going to get, since there is 4 colors, I'm going to get 4 little paint brushes. Because I don't want none of them to mix until I want them to mix. Alright, so here's the plan. I know I've got yellow, I've got a little orange, and I've got red, and then I got brown. So I'm going to start with the lightest color first, which is yellow. And this is that Artisan Premium Coloring Dyes in their alcohol base. After I do the orange, I'm going to, the yellow, I'm sorry, hit it with the orange, because if there's just a minute amount left in the brush, not going to really matter. And then for the small amount, I'll do red. And then for the largest part of it, I'm going to put a light coat of chocolate. If I put a heavy coat, it'd be too dark. So just a light coat. And I've already got a little alcohol in here so I can clean the brush out best I can. But I figure if I start with the light color first and go darker, it's not going to affect it. So let's get started. Alright, so I got a lot of yellow and it says to shake well. And look, do not do any pouring or anything over the top of your work, because one spot on there, it's just not good. It's hard to get off. So let me put some things down so I got nothing to, and it ain't gonna take much. Just a little bit. That'll go a long way. And yeah, maybe I ought to put on some gloves, but I don't feel like it. So, let's do it. And I do want to keep it inside the lines. As best I can. As y'all seen from my other videos, I'm not exactly the best painter in the world either. And I got a picture on the wall right there so I can keep looking at it. And here I am again, trying to talk and paint at the same time. But I can chew gum and walk. Just don't ask me no questions. Now I'll use that orange to like highlight the mouth to make it look like the sun is hitting it from an angle or whatever. Alright, so I got one little spotted yellow right here. And that's all the yellow. So I'm going to clean my brush and I'll be back and we'll do the orange. Okay, on the orange. Find a flat spot. And I don't need very much orange at all, so I'm just going to put a couple of drops in the little Dixie cup. That ought to do it. And I clean the brush out with alcohol. Now all I'm going to use the orange for, there's some around the eyes and some little shading in this area right here. So let's do the eyes. Okay. Tiny bit right here. And a tiny bit right here. And now I want to kind of shade it right here. And shade it right here. And a little bit here. And a little bit right here. Perfect. Alright, done with orange. Let me clean my brush. We'll come back and do red. Okay, red. Plenty. And the only red on here is the tongue. And you know what, I was wrong. There's 4 colors, not 3. 4 or 5 colors, not 4. Because it's got black. Forgot about the black. So let's do red. And in the picture, you don't see the whole tongue. This is a little darker. So what I'll do is when I go to the brown, I'll put just a tiny bit on that. But that's all of the red that I need to do. So now I'm going to move on to brown. Now this chocolate brown is pretty doggone dark, so I'm going to put a little alcohol in it and lighten it up. I'll be right back. Alright, I thinned it out. Let's see what it does. Nice. So I got to make sure my brush is a little bit drier, or I got to spread this stuff out pretty quick. Nice. Now that's not too dark. I like that. Now this is going to take a while. Well, I'll come back when I get all the chocolate on. Okay. So, you guys remember when I told y'all to be careful? Because if it gets on the wood, it's hard to get off. Well, guess what? I bumped the dadgum little cup I had to paint in and it went splashing on there. So now, I gotta get a piece of sandpaper and sand past that to get it off. I ain't real happy. So that's going to take a while. So basically I'm just going to get some 220 grit paper on my finger and just rub on it till it's gone. This is a huge pain in the butt. But it's my fault. And it's coming off. You just got to hit all the spots that it's splashed on. So anyway, I got some more sanding to do. Okay. Remind me not to do that again. So I got the black and I thinned it down also. So I'm going to be really careful. Nice. You remember how some of that red was kind of in the shade? So I put a little black over the red. Real thin coat. And it's not totally black, which is good. But from the distance it looks black. Dark. All I really wanted was dark. Now I gotta be real careful right here. Good. Now for the eyes. Alright, so in the picture, this area here by the eyes is white. So I think what I'm going to do, since the wood is pretty blonde right now, is I'm going to go ahead and just let it turn whatever color it turns. But there it is. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll put some sanding sealer over it, and then finish it up, and then I'll get back with you. Well, here's one last look at it before I put the sealer on it, and I'll be back. Well, there it is. I got one coat of sanding sealer on it, and then I'm going to seal it up. Alright, well, I'm glad y'all made it through to the end, and no, I didn't show y'all cutting the back off or putting any more coats of sealer on it and all that. I really wanted to concentrate on the coloring and the pyrography part of it, or wood burning actually. But this was a fun project, and I know he's going to like it. It's going to be a surprise. And I had a good time. And thank y'all for visiting my shop. And y'all have a great day.